What's up, everybody? Ryan and Greg here, and we're diving into another episode of Season 2 of The Twilight Zone by Jordan Peele.
Now, of course, spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen this episode yet, get out of here, go watch it, and then come on back here. Now let's break down A Human Face. A grieving couple's move is interrupted by an otherworldly encounter, leading them to second-guess what's worth leaving behind. This episode stars Meloni, Jenna Elfman, and Tavi Gevinson. So this episode deals with the thought that grief can overpower logic. We're willing to overlook damn near anything to get out of pain.
At the top, we meet Robert and Barbara, whose daughter has passed away, and they're living in a sort of affluent suburban neighborhood reminiscent of the one in Downtime.
Now, it looks like they're moving out, I believe, and unfortunately for them, they happen to be moving out on a day of a solar flare or a cosmic flare, as we hear on the radio.
Should we get in our storm showers?
No scientist assures there's absolutely no cause for alarm.
Robert's up there in his late daughter's bedroom, taking apart the bed kind of like almost mechanically, like he's like emotionally separated from it. His wife Barbara comes in and starts sort of waxing nostalgic about their daughter and talking about how she was scattered.
She was always so scattered.
No, she wasn't.
It's very quick. He's immediately dismissive to her. So you get filled in right there, like, okay, I see where this is going, with at least with this couple. And obviously there's some big loss there that they haven't really even begun to scratch the surface with to talk about. So here we are now, and then all of a sudden the Twilight Zoning begins. Robert and Barbara head downstairs, of course, as you do when you hear a weird noise in your house. This is the Twilight Zone, so they go down there, they look in the basement, and they find a giant slug-like creature eating from, it looks like not the cardboard, it's like a wooden table or something.
Well, okay, the thing screams at them, and they run as far away as they can and still be inside the house. They go all the way upstairs, into the master bedroom, into the bathroom, and lock the door. Things are already weird because before the next phase happens, Barbara's already thinking that the thing in the basement is their daughter.
Yeah, there's a quick shot. You can see a woman's face on that creature on the side of it, and I guarantee you that's what she saw, and now she's attached to this thing thinking, that's my daughter, it's her, she's alive, and somehow she is taken on the form of a slug creature. Again, as this episode, it deals with, logic and grief and trying to bring those two together here. And from there, Barbara wants to go back downstairs with Robert to check out this creature. And they go back down there only to watch the thing transform now into a human. They run back upstairs this time and they head into the bathroom.
This episode, it's going kind of back and forth between kind of campy and scary. It's got a little bit of that almost 80s trashy horror vibe to it. And one of the things here that actually I thought was kind of cool is this part where they're in the bathroom and the thing is outside of the bathroom and it's booting up or absorbing the daughter and her voice, her mannerisms, and kind of becoming her. And it's way out of whack.
The psychokinetic.
It's so creepy, and it's also just heartbreaking knowing this family and what they've been through, to hear their daughter just screaming out to them like this. Very well done. But with that said, this thing is damn creepy. And again, booting up, this is what it's doing. It's like, okay, what do I got to go through here? All right, I got the voice down. Now let's see if I can figure out what this girl Maggie is, what was actually running around in her head and her family. Let me see if I can figure this out to get them to open up this door. They finally agree to open up the door because they just can't take it anymore. The creature, the alien, is starting to figure out the right words to say here to get them to open up the door.
From here, the story goes into emotion versus reality, where they are confronted by sort of their daughter they go through like elongated therapy session almost, where they're talking out their history and their relationship with their daughter, at the same time struggling with the bizarre reality that it's not her daughter.
Now, this is all sparked by an argument by Robert and Barbara that causes the alien / Maggie to head downstairs to talk to them. And this is where we learn that Robert may or may not have been abusive, at least verbally, to the family, or psychologically at least. And it just all comes out here. And we learn a few more things about the alien as well. One, it's a
biological pacification drone.
It's posing as their dead daughter in order to conquer the human race.
There isn't even an ambiguity here.
Not at all.
It's just like, what's up? I'm here to take your damn planet. And yeah.
So what do you want to do about it?
You want to sort through some things with your dead daughter, and I can do that. And they're like, okay.
Now, not only did the alien inherit Maggie's memory, she also got her emotional context. This is causing everything to go a little haywire in her brain, or whatever's going on. Things change because of this.
Right. She claims that she's been so overwhelmed by Maggie's emotions that she's turned off her like core invasion directives and kind of just wants to be their daughter.
I would say the same thing too if Chris Meloni's looking at me like he's about to just like stab me. One, he does actually stab her on the way out the door when they try to leave the first time from the house. So obviously you're going to come up with any plan you can here to stop Chris Meloni from shooting you.
I kind of like the idea that like the pacification drone is able to like do all of these mental gymnastics. Mm-hmm. That like it's just running circles around them. Like it's like first it's I'm your daughter, then it's like actually I'm an invading alien, and then it's I'm an invading alien, but I don't really like being an invading alien. I'd kind of rather be your daughter, and it's just like one turn after another. Like they're already in like such emotional duress. No wonder they can't process any of this.
Poor couple. They're just going through so much at this point. They don't know what to believe.
Yeah, there's no hope. No hope.
Robert, he goes from a hard non-believer to, you know what? I guess this alien can now be our daughter and just live our lives all together in happiness. I hope this thing doesn't kill us. And that's it. Sure. Cool.
So as the episode's concluding, Jordan Peele as narrator comes in confirming the alien had sort of turned off the kill switch.
As we also see other family members walking out of their households. Looks like they're children that may or may not be aliens as well. So if this were the aliens' plan in the first place, just to get inside and invade a town this way, it's working still. Now it's time for things we noticed and Easter eggs. The moving boxes scattered across the episode come from Dingle Moving, which is a nod to the classic episode Mr. Dingle the Strong. Also, the real estate company selling Robert and Barbara's home is Davis Morton Real Estate. That is the very same name to the company that Arthur Curtis works at in the classic episode A World of Difference. In Maggie's box of stuff, you can spot a doll of the clown from the classic episode 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. Looks like the poor guy is still wandering around as the Buzz Lightyear of the Twilight Zone universe. And finally, you can spot one of the little invaders on Maggie's dresser from the classic episode, The Invaders.
All right, Greg, let's get into our overall thoughts on this episode.
The acting's great, but there's really not much there. I love the drama therapy meets Twilight Zone twist they took on this one. Great performances, but I wish there was a little bit more here. And at the end of the day, I wish it was more open-ended. This is just a personal thing for me. Take it or leave it. I wish it was a little bit more open-ended at the end, where we find out, can we really trust Maggie and the rest of the alien invaders? From the way they left it, it seems as though, no, it's happy, everyone's fine, and the aliens have decided to not attack the planet due to human emotions. Okay. It's fine.
So, themes of fear and the other are part of the Twilight Zone pedigree, but this one missed the mark for me as it drifted between competent, heartfelt soul-searching, campy humor, and sci-fi horror. Narratively, it also felt like the same scene played in slightly different ways over and over for the 33-minute runtime, with slightly more intriguing revelations with each iteration. Whereas Downtime managed to deftly hold the genre trope in the background of the main character's touching story, this one's alien invasion theme is clunky and aggressively exposited to the detriment of the developing characters and their story about grief and loss. I mean, in the end, a lot of these components are pretty solid. They just don't blend together very well. And in the end, it still fits in the season. It still feels like an episode that belongs here. It just doesn't hold up as well to some of the other ones that really, really blended well.
Yeah, it just doesn't mesh at the end of the day. At least this theme with going with the overall world of what is our Twilight Zone? What do we want to tell here? What's the story? What's this universe? What are our characters doing in it? For whatever reason, it just didn't blend well, and I think that's you hit it over the head. That said, what did everyone else think of this episode? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll be back here as soon as possible for the next breakdown. Until then, bye-bye.